Hey everyone, this is your captain speaking, and if you're new to the channel, my name is Matthew Stelzner, and I like to talk about the joy of astrology, the way in which you can practice astrology and learn from astrology that leads you to more joy in your life. And so that's what I want to help you with. How is it that you can experience the sky and then live a more joyful life? And today, I want to talk about the Moon-Venus conjunction that's happening tonight. This is my message on this video. I can summarize it in just a few words. Get outside tonight at sunset, enjoy the sunset, and then wait for the cosmic display that is right after the sunset, a Moon-Venus conjunction. I am so excited about this, and there's good weather here in San Francisco, and I'm starting to plan, where am I going to observe this Moon-Venus conjunction from? Am I going to do it right here on my hill? That sounds appealing, but maybe I'll take a little adventure and go up to Twin Peaks to see it. That's a really compelling option for me, but I'm not sure yet. The point is, you want to make a plan. Where are you going to observe this from? And you want to obviously have a view of the western horizon where you can watch the sunset and take that sunset in. And it's what is it? It's the first sunset of a new day after a solar eclipse. And how are you all doing with this eclipse season that we're just coming out of? I don't know about you, but for me it was pretty intense. And right up through yesterday here in San Francisco, the solar eclipse happened about 4 a.m., so obviously we didn't get to see it, but I was still tuned into it, and it felt really powerful. I'd love to hear from you down in the comments below what eclipse season has been like for you as we're just coming out of it. Was it like really uplifting, or did it feel deep? like you might have gone to the underworld a little bit, into the shadows of your psyche, deeper into the shadows, and there you may have drawn forth some deep power and a sense of just connecting with your depths. And when you connect with your depths, it can be intense, but you come out of it transformed. And so I hope this eclipse season has been transformational for you, and now you can let it go. It's like, let's let it go and move forward. And what better way to move forward than a Moon-Venus conjunction? I think a Moon-Venus conjunction is very different from a solar eclipse. That's been my experience over the last few days. And so yes, today when I woke up, I could feel its energy. I went out to see the sunrise, and here I have where all the planets are right now as I'm recording this in the morning. I'm recording it early in the morning because at any moment there could be some major construction happening right out my window here. And so I'm trying to beat the jackhammer that may be coming very soon. So I'm trying to talk about Venus, and look what's rising here. The Moon-Venus conjunction is rising, but it's not visible because the sun is out. But tonight, when the sun goes down, let's move forward. When the sun moves down, when it goes down, look what's happening here in San Francisco. This Moon-Venus conjunction is going to be like less than 2 degrees. So by the time it sets, it's about 1 degree. It's going to be super beautiful. No matter where you are in the world, whatever your next nighttime is, you'll be able to see it. Here on the west coast of North America, it's going to be, the moon will be a crescent right underneath Venus, and it will look like it's embracing Venus. And that's the energy of a Moon-Venus conjunction. It's the energy of of a sweet, tender embrace. Venus, the planet of love and sweetness and kindness, and the moon, our personal satellite, the closest light to us, and therefore it feels like home. It's our moon. Gosh, it's so amazing to watch our moon, the Earth's moon. And so, yeah, it feels like home. It feels like nighttime, right? The moon is associated with nighttime and the mysteries of the night. And often we're in our homes, cozied up with those we love. And yes, it's just that feeling of home, vulnerability, connection, and yeah, feelings. Like we're able to tune into our feelings more in the night, I think, at least potentially. It's like you go home and you can be more vulnerable. You can be in your more vulnerable self after being out in the daytime world. And so sunset happens and we move into the nighttime world. But in that twilight, right after the sun goes down, to have the moon emerge as a beautiful crescent and Venus right above. Oh, I'm so excited. And so you got to get out. And yeah, I just want to say a little bit more because this is the first Moon-Venus conjunction in the evening sky that is guaranteed to be visible. There was one last month, a month ago, when Venus was first coming back into the evening sky, and I hope you've been watching her. Like, she's coming back into the evening sky, and that means astronomically, she's coming closer to the Earth. She's been hidden behind the sun, the furthest she can be away from the Earth over the last, well, until a month ago. When she first started coming back, she was not visible for 60 days to like 80 days. In my case, it felt like 3-4 months, where I just didn't see her. And maybe that's been true for you. If you were observing her closely in the morning sky, it may have just been a couple months. I think it was more like 80 days though for most people. And it's like she's returning to the evening sky. And the last time she was in the evening sky was over a year ago. And yeah, was that right? Yeah, it was May of 2020 was the last time she was visible in the evening sky. And it was the last time there was a Moon-Venus conjunction. And so it's been over a year since Venus has been in the evening sky. And month by month, she's moving closer to us. Month by month, the planet of love and sweetness and kindness is coming closer to the Earth. And this will climax in December, when she'll start to go retrograde. She'll seem to just stay stationary in the sky, and that's when she's just at her brightest, before she goes in front of the Earth and is not visible for about 7-8 days. And then she comes out again in the morning sky. That's called the first Heliacal rise of Venus, and that's a really special beginning of a new cycle in astronomy. There's been a tradition of kind of seeing that moment of the first rise of Venus in the morning sky as the beginning of a new cycle. And this returning of Venus in the evening sky is kind of the climax of the cycle. It's like when Venus is returning from the underworld, and there are many ancient myths like the myth of Inanna that's connected to Venus and her journey in the morning sky as she goes further and further away from the Earth, and she disappears behind the sun entirely, and she's not visible. That's when she is Inanna gone to the underworld. And the story is that Venus, that Inanna, as she goes into the underworld, she becomes more and more vulnerable, and she has to remove different elements of her attire. bracelets and breastplates, and each month in the morning sky, when the moon conjoins her, that's a key moment in the Inanna myth, as she removes each piece of her clothing and goes more vulnerably into the underworld, where she's transformed and goes through a death rebirth process. And then she comes back into the evening sky and she gets to put her clothing back on and return to her more radiant self, her most beautiful self, as she gets brighter and brighter and closer to the earth. Well, that's what's happening now. She's on her return and she's been transformed, and I think it's a time to tune into how you've been transformed. How have you been transformed into your more beautiful self, your more shining, radiant beauty? How has that happened over the past, let's say, the last 6 months? It's like Venus was in the underworld starting at the end of January, and then not visible until May. And so think about, how have you been transformed, and how are you coming back reborn as a new lover, as a new sweet, kind person? How have you come back with a greater focus on your love life and the preciousness of our intimate life and the sweetness of our connections with family and friends? That's what Venus returning's about. It's about opening your heart more and more as Venus gets brighter and brighter. And one of the best ways to track Venus's return to her brightest, as she will in December, is to really tune in each month right after sunset, as we're talking about tonight, when a crescent moon and, well, yes, a waxing crescent moon will meet her each month. And you may have seen this a month ago if you were really on it, because it would have only lasted a short while, a very small sliver of the moon with Venus. I did not get to see it, unfortunately, but that's why I'm particularly excited about tonight, because yeah, it's the first time I'm going to really be able to have some time to connect with an evening star moon Venus conjunction in over a year. And for me, and for people throughout the ages, the moon Venus conjunction is perhaps the most beautiful celestial event that you can observe regularly. You know, that you can depend on being able to see every month, either in the evening or the morning, except when Venus is in the underworld, which is when it's kind of sad because you don't get to see her every month. And it's like the moon Venus and its connection with, like, connecting with the heart, with someone you really care about. I think it's particularly connected to friendship and friends who feel like family, or it can be family where there's just like this super sweet heart chakra energy. And so, of course, to have these pulses, and there tends to be 7 or 8 of the moon Venus evening star conjunctions, and then 7 or 8 of the moon Venus morning star conjunctions. To have these pulses, 7, 8 of them in the evening, and then 7, 8 of them in the morning, and then it's hidden in the underworld. Venus, she's hidden in the underworld, and then she comes back, and there's 7 or 8 more. And of course, there are the 7 chakras, and the association is with Venus kind of moving up the chakras, moving down the chakras, and each of these moon Venus conjunctions associated with a different chakra point. I will say in a moment how what I'm sharing is something that has been explored both by the ancient Sumerians, and of course any observers of the sky get to see this, and it's like so beautiful every month except when she's gone. And see how that's connected to our experience of love and intimacy? Sometimes there's periods where love is more distant where we feel less connected with our friends or family. And then it returns. Love comes back. Love grows. And with the moon, with Venus each month, the moon grows as Venus rises higher in the sky. So next month, the moon, just after the new moon, when the moon rises and goes towards Venus, the moon will be in a slightly larger form. And also the moon Venus conjunction will be able to be observed for longer periods of time. Tonight it'll be for about an hour. Next month it's going to be closer to 2 hours, and the month after that. And as we get closer to December, I believe it can be up to 2.5, 3 hours. And so that's another part of the blessing, isn't it? As each month passes, you get to spend more time with this beautiful celestial event. There must have been that sense in the ancient peoples and the original humans that, the sense of, wow, I get to watch this longer each month. I get to be with it longer. And the moon is about connecting. And with Venus, it's literally about connecting with Venus. Feeling a kind of emotional connection with her, feeling her emotional connection with you, and perhaps her care for you, and a sense of, tuning into how you're cared for by the sky, ultimately with Venus as the emissary of the night sky, the most beautiful object in the night sky, arguably. I was going to say the brightest object in the night sky besides the moon. So the two brightest lights of the sky coming together each month for longer and longer time periods until they're there for 2-3 hours. And also with Venus getting brighter each month. And so it's like, what a special thing to tune into each month. And I feel this intention stronger than I've ever felt before in my astrological path. This intention to really ritualize this each month and really tune into what the Moon-Venus conjunction represents. Like the feeling of love, right? Like really feeling into it, really connecting to it in your body. And what's it going to be like? I'm going to try to get out there every month for the next 7 months up until December. And if the weather cooperates, I am going to try to observe this and just sit with it. And I invite you to do the same. And I hope that all of us together, those of you on my channel, that we can tune into it together and share our experience of it. It'll be a great way for us as a channel to connect. And this, I think, is a good moment to invite those of you who've enjoyed this video to please like the video and then please subscribe to my channel. I'd love to have you aboard my starship, and there's never been a better time to become a subscriber because we're almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I'm really excited about that. It's been a long journey to get to 1,000 subscribers on this channel, and I'm feeling really happy about it. And I want to mark the occasion with y'all, and I'm going to do a few things. I'm going to announce more later, but one thing is I'm going to give away a reading. I'm going to give away a astrology reading, and if you're interested in that, you're going to have to be subscribed to the channel. And yes, you're also going to have to be on my email list. That's going to be crucial. And so you can find my email list. There'll be a link in the box below to my channel, my website, where you can sign up. And so I'd like to just say one more thing. And this is that the model that I've been kind of describing of tuning into the Moon-Venus conjunctions each month as a really amazing thing to tune into, and how there's a connection to the Anana myth, and how there's a connection to the 7 chakras, and this has been called the Venus gates. The Venus gates, the 7 Venus gates of the morning Venus and the 7 Venus gates of the evening star Moon Venus conjunction. And so I just want to credit that there's an astrologer who really popularized this idea, and his name is Daniel Giamario. And I'm going to link to an article that he wrote that's just amazing, that really I encourage you to read through. It would be great to read that and then go see the Moon-Venus conjunction. And this is the school of shamanic astrology that Giamario founded. But there's been lots of astrologers in that school, including, just going to put this up on the screen here. This is Kaylin K. Castell, and she's connected to the Shamanic School of Astrology, and this is a great little article that I'll also link to. You can see how she and the Shamanic Astrology School have connected these different Moon-Venus conjunctions to the chakras here. And so, yes, here we are. Where are we? There was a Moon-Venus conjunction in May of 2012, but here we are on June 11th, and it's at 12 Cancer, and this is the gate of creativity, belly chakra, regaining her ankle bracelets, and yes, she got her clothes back in the last Moon-Venus conjunction, the regaining of her royal robe, but I would encourage you to check this out. And I want to just thank my friend and channel subscriber, Marianella Bornicelli, my dear friend. Thank you for turning me on to all of this and helping me go deeper with the Moon-Venus conjunction. And yes, sending blessings to all of you, love to all of you, and please get out there and take some time to connect with your hearts and tune into the gifts of this Moon-Venus conjunction, and a month from now, the next one, and a month after that. Let's go on a journey together with the goddess of love, and I'll have future videos. Later this month, there's going to be a Venus-Mars conjunction, and Venus is going to be, the next Moon-Venus conjunction will also be with Mars, which is its whole thing. And so I'm going to do another video. I'm going to go deeper into this. But for now, I hope it's been helpful. Sending love, blessings, light. Be well, everybody. Love you. Love.